Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Lascala, the art teacher. Glad you can make it. Today we're going to be doing a fish and a Y tree. We're going to be working with the theme of autumn and fall, and we're also going to be creating the fish using new techniques and lines that we're going to learn today. We are going to be talking about the fish in the tree and reading both the rainbow fish and red leaf, yellow leaf. This is for 9/28/20 to 10/2/20. And you can check me out on YouTube channel. You can search Mr. Lascala, Willingboro, ECDC, Kindergarten Art to find me. And then you could actually search under those. You can look for my lesson. And this lesson would be 9/28/20 to 10/2/20. Rainbow fish, Y tree, fall leaves, even the books red leaf, yellow leaf. All right, I'll have those behind me. If you ever need to check them out, you can definitely look over my shoulder, see what you can search anytime you need to look for any extra lessons for anything. All right, I'm going to be starting off by reading a book called The Rainbow Fish. The rainbow fish was the most beautiful fish in the sea, but he never played with the other fish. I'm too beautiful, he thought. Once a little bluefish asked for one of his shining scales, but the rainbow fish just laughed. Never, he said. After that, the other fish swam away from him. The rainbow fish was all alone. Blub blub. He went to the starfish for help. Why doesn't anybody like me? He asked. Go ask the octopus, said the starfish. She is very wise. The octopus said, Give away your shining scales. You won't be as beautiful, but you will have friends. I can't do that, cried the rainbow fish. Kind of looks like Hank from Finding Dory. Suddenly the little bluefish was back. Please, he said, could I have just one scale? Well, the rainbow fish thought, maybe just one tiny little scale. The little bluefish was so pleased it made the rainbow fish feel happy. Soon all the fish came, and the rainbow fish gave away all his scales, one by one. Finally, he had only one shining scale left. But now, as he swam off to play with his friends, he was the happiest fish in the sea. The end. Yay! Let's do a clap. You ready to do fish face? Okay, here's one of them. Go like this. You can even add gills. Here's another fish face. And let me hear your blubbing noise. Blub, 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 blub. So what was that story about? That's right. The rainbow fish is about sharing. And it's great to share. That way you'll have friends. It's more fun to have friends than no friends. All right, we're going to draw our very own rainbow fish. You're going to need something to trace, a piece of paper, and a dark colored crayon. All right, I have a black crayon here, and it's been sharpened down. That's okay. It's got a little bit of a point. And I've got a regular piece of copy paper right over here. All right, and I have a flat surface to write on, which happens to be my clipboard. Something to trace. It could be almost anything. You could use a plastic bowl, a plastic cup. It could be bottom of your crayon box. If you're going to do something like this, it's going to be small, so you're going to want something a little bigger than your glue. But I'm going to use my disinfectant wipes. All right, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment while you get your things together. We're going to use this as an opportunity to take our first break. We're going to have 2 breaks. Here's the first 5-minute break. I'm going to put it down so you can see when the timer runs up. That's when it's time to come back to class. Pause it now. All right, welcome back. I hope you paused at the right time. Welcome back. We are now going to draw our first picture of our rainbow fish. Okay, you have your crayon ready, your black crayon or a dark crayon. If you have a pencil, you can use that. Please don't use a marker unless there's an adult with you, but I suggest not using a marker, not so early in the school year. We do need to learn some marker safety, and I'll go over that after we try to make our fish. Okay, first thing you're going to get is something to trace. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to trace around it, and it's going to make a circle, I hope. Now, it's okay if you have to lift up your hand and draw from the other way, and it's okay if you, knock it off center, and you just try to line it back up. Not bad. Not perfect, but we celebrate imperfections. So this is the beginning of my rainbow fish, and if you'll notice, it's got shiny scales. But first, eyeballs. Okay, so what shape is his eye? That's right, round. I'm going to draw his eye over here. It's a big circle. It's kind of about the size of a dime. And then I'm going to draw a dot inside that, maybe about the size of a pea. Just like this. And then I'm going to add a letter C. What? A letter C behind the eye? Yes. Then I'm going to stack another C. Capital letter C, and make another C. I'm going to go on the top and the bottom, and I'm going to finish it off so it looks like I have a straight line going up and down. This way, like in this picture right here, we have our line that represents where our scales begin. Okay, you can do big, medium C's. You can do big letter C's. You can do small letter C's. If you're having trouble making the C's, you could flip it over and make letter U's. All right, that's a wavy line, and that's fine. It looks like a scallop design or scales. You can make them big letter U's, or tiny letter U's. Just like that. I'm going to add some in here because I can. Remember, this is your picture. You can create it however you would like. There is no wrong way of doing it. As long as it looks fish-ish, you're doing the right thing. If yours doesn't look exactly how you want, I don't want you to get upset or frustrated. I want you to turn your mistake into a masterpiece. Sometimes the best way to do that is to move on. Move on to the next and draw the next thing. which is going to be a heart shape. Our heart shape is going to go right here, and it's going to be the lips of our fish. Check it out. Doesn't that look kind of like a heart? We're going to try that shape right here, like this. You draw your C pointing down and a backward C pointing down, and you could even draw a line splitting it in half. Let's see what it looks like. Blub, blub. Very nice. This is going to be the back tail area. This is going to be where we're going to try to put our trapezoid. Trapezoid is a four-sided shape. It starts with a line. I'm going to make mine dark so you can see it. Then it goes out and away. In this case, the top goes at a diagonal, say diagonal. And this is another diagonal, say diagonal. Now you can connect it with a straight line or a wavy line. There's a little wavy line I put in there. But a straight line for our trapezoid, so you can see the trapezoid works just fine. All right. The next thing you're going to want to do is add a semicircle right down here. All right, we add a semicircle, which is a half a circle, half a moon. Now we have a few different lines we can make, but first we're going to add sand. Now, when I say put dots on your paper, I don't want to hear this. That is the wrong way to make dots. Here's the right way to do it. Put it on the paper and you spin, just like this. And that's how we make dots on our paper, and we don't compromise the strength of our crayon. Now we can make seaweed with a wavy line. You could have a wavy line that looks like this. You could have a wavy line that looks like this. All right. You could even put in seagrass. Remember last week we made grass by using a line? You could use a line, two lines like a letter V, or three lines like a bird footprint. Now we've got our rainbow fish. We can make a circular bubble. That's a round circle. Over here we can add a dorsal fin. That's a top fin. Okay? So to add that, you draw a triangle. So here we start with a line. And we're going to go out and away from the face on the top and out. And we can just draw a line straight up from here. All right? That's called a right triangle. Say right triangle. Okay? You don't need to know a right triangle until like first or second grade, but a right triangle is when it makes like a letter L and you connect it, and it's like a straight right angle. Okay, you can make an obtuse triangle like this for the bottom fins. Draw a line and then you go away with both of them. And you can do that on both. You can make two of them. Okay, that's an obtuse triangle. That's a right triangle. Right as in right angle, not right as in correct. Incorrect? Oh wow, we're just having fun with words today. All right, so I'm going to put my wavy line in on over here because I can. Why not? Now the fun thing is going to be using your colored crayons to color the rainbow fish in different colors. See how we have purple and green, and we even have shiny colors. And we have pink and blue. All right, you can use orange. You could use any of the colors you want. If you have silver, that would be really nice to color a few of, at least one of them silver. All right, because remember in the book, he gives away all of his silver shining scales except for one. So you could leave one if you would like. Okay, for the water, you're going to color it blue. The best way to do that is to get a blue crayon and use the back of it to color it in, just like this. It's good to go back and forth, horizontal, or you can go up and down, vertical. It doesn't have to be done perfectly. It's just the water, so you can even do scribble coloring or spaghetti coloring. Just try not to get it inside the fish because you're going to be coloring that all different colors. All right, I'm going to give you time to work on that. I'm going to set the timer. You may now pause it. I would give yourself about 5 minutes. Okay, you should be unpausing it right about now. Welcome back. You should be done coloring your rainbow fish in now, so thank you very much. If you didn't have a chance to finish it, you could always finish it after school or over the weekend, or you could actually, since we're asynchronous right now, just pause it again and continue to color. Okay, I give you about 5 minutes. You can take as long as you need to finish coloring it in. Remember, if you want to do the sand, that's what this is, sand at the bottom. That could be yellow, brown, or any color you really want to. Okay, some of us don't have access to all the colors, so it's totally understandable if you're going to color in any colors that you do have available to you. Remember, though, I want you to try to stay away from markers and dry erase markers, okay? So, this is going to bring us to our second part where we get to read red leaf, yellow leaf. And we're going to make a Y tree, all right? Red Leaf, Yellow Leaf by Lois Elhart. Red leaf, yellow leaf. I like how it's red and yellow, and this one is yellow with red. There's also orange and green. What other leaf colors can it be in the autumn? That's right. We have yellow, red, orange, green, sometimes brown, purple. Not really blue. I guess that's like a eucalyptus, but not so much blue. But we could definitely have, that's about it. Maybe a little pinkish. All right. Why do we call it fall? Because the leaves are falling from the sky. Well, from the trees. I've been saving this little leaf from my sugar maple tree so I could show it to you. I love my tree. It was born long before I was. The wind blew seeds from the big maple trees in the woods. They twirled and whirled as they fell to the ground. Let me see you twirl and whirl. To the ground. I used to call them helicopters, and sometimes when you see them, there's only like half of one. Like that. As opposed to two of them. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you've seen one of those before. Seeds the squirrels didn't find lay sleeping among the leaves until they were covered with snow. Looks like we have a squirrel here. You ready to do a squirrel noise with me? That's my small mammal noise. It's for all my small mammals. Give it a try again. When the spring sun warmed the seeds, they sprouted and sent roots down into the soil. Tiny leaves unfolded on their stems. I think my tree would have been happy to stay there forever, but one day nursery workers came to the woods to collect tree sprouts. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, maybe in another country, but we just don't go into the woods and grab some trees. They transplanted the sprouts and tended them year after year. Just as the trees were settling in, they were measured, marked, and uprooted again. These are black-capped chickadees because it looks like they're wearing a black cap. Looks like a black hat. Can you tweet? Tweet, tweet, tweet. Or I was practicing that one for a while. Takes a lot of practice. Practice in front of the mirror, they say. Put your lips together, get them a little wet. It's all where you angle your tongue. Okay? It takes a long time to practice, and don't get upset if you can't get it on the first 4, 8, 10, 20 tries. Each ball of roots was wrapped and tied with twine. This is twine right here. It's like if you combined rope and string, you'd get something like twine. My tree was loaded onto a truck filled with other trees and delivered to the garden center. This is a truck and a license plate. Let me hear your truck noise. We went there in the fall and picked out my tree. Dad had a hole already dug waiting for it. Want to dig a hole? Or, I'll put this down and do two-handed. I was a landscaper one year. To be honest, if you're ever going to dig a hole, do not throw it over your shoulder. You'll hurt your back. When we got home, we lowered my tree into the hole. I held the trunk while Dad covered the roots with soil. I like that picture because we got a squirmy, wormy worm. That's so gross and so cool at the same time. Yes, and it's called soil, by the way. I was talking to a farmer, and I called it dirt, and they don't like that very much. Always call it soil. Now, every night before I go to bed, I peek out the window and wave to my tree. And wave. When it snows, I hang up treats for the birds. Time to tweet. Tweet, tweet. Each spring, I look for signs that my tree is growing. By late summer, the crown of leaves is bushy and green. I love it when the tree flowers turn into winged seeds. But if you want to visit my tree, come in the fall. That's my favorite time. Can you guess why? That's right. The leaves are changing colors. The end. All right. Very nice. Let me see. Double thumbs up. While you're doing thumbs up, you can go forwards and backwards like a trombone. How much fun we have. All right. We are going to create a Y tree. So we're going to take our picture. Hopefully yours is colored in by now. You're going to flip it over. You're going to hold it up and down. This is vertical. Say vertical. And believe it or not, we are going to start with this color crayon. Brown. All right, I'm even going to start with the back of my brown crayon because we're going to make the bark of the tree like a letter. Well, you know what? I'll do a point first because we're going to make it a letter Y. Y. Why ask why? Now use the back. Color it in nice and thick so that it looks like the bark of a tree. And a letter Y. At the bottom, you can kind of flare it out a little bit so it has some roots. At the top, you can get thin. You could even put a couple sticks out to the side. Now we can put our brown crayon away for now. So long. Then we're going to use this color. Shout it out when you see it. Green. We're going to use green for leaves, but first we're going to draw the horizon line. The horizon line, remember, is where the ground meets the sky. So I'm going to draw a little bit of a wavy line, like there's some bumps. Just like that. Now I get to use the back of my green crayon to color in under the tree where the grass is. Now remember how we did the fish? We had the grass. You can make grass with one line, two lines connected like a V, or three lines connected like a bird's footprint. You could do it under the horizon line or on the horizon line. Just like that. Now I have green out, and green happens to be one of the colors that we can make our leaves. So I'm going to show you how to make leaves. You can use a small oval and color it in. You can do a small circle, color it in. You could do a big oval and even put veins in there and then color it in lightly, especially if there are veins in there. See how it's the one color green, but it looks like two different colors? It's because I'm lightly using my crayon to color inside the leaf. All right, now you're going to put these leaves all around the top like this, and on the inside. So it's going to go all the way around just like that. I'm going to use different colors. What are some of the colors that I can use? Shout it out when you see it. Red. Orange. Yellow. Brown. All right, so you're going to make a lot of ovals and circles. You're going to do different dots. If you'd like to, you can try to do different kinds of leaves. Here's how I make. Here, I'm going to fill in some areas so you kind of know where we're going to be going. You're going to go all in this area here. All right, so I left an area or two open so I can show you how I draw an oak leaf. Okay, it starts with a little heart. Color it in. Then a clown smile. Color it in. Then a bigger clown smile. You can even put 2 hearts on the end. And you draw a line. Okay, there's an oak leaf. You can draw little circles and everything, but I'm going to show you with the red how to draw a sassafras. Sassafras leaf looks like a mitten. It could look like a mitten. The sassafras has 3 different leaves. It could look like this, just a regular big leaf, medium leaf, or it could look like this. Kind of like an Adidas sign. There's a leaf. All right. So you have those leaves. Here's another leaf you could try to do. Try to do it with the orange. Okay. Here's the maple leaf. Draw a line. And you draw one like that. All right, and then you connect it all. And color it in lightly. But there's a maple leaf. All right, there's a lot of different colors you can choose and put on here. When you're finished, I would like you to write your name at the bottom, in pencil, preferred. Let me know what teacher you're with, who's your school, classroom, kindergarten teacher. And then you can send your information to me, your picture, your finished pictures, to klasscala@wboe.net. Go ahead and send it in. When you take a picture, you can just take a picture of it straight down. All right. If you have a student holding it, make sure the student's holding it off to the side so we don't have hands in the way. We don't want to have anyone holding it like this. I won't be able to see the tree. I have to edit that out. And the name is at the bottom. Try to make it small. It's okay if it's big, but I have to crop that out if I'm going to put it on the website, which is what I do. Please give me about less than a week to get back to you. If I do not write back to you, then I did not receive it. But I do have to take credit for it. I do have to make sure that you are handing something in. If you don't have a chance to make a tree or a rainbow fish, that's okay. If your student did something else, that's totally fine. Send in a picture of that instead. I don't mind as long as the students are creating. All right. That being said, thank you, adults. Thank you for all the help you're doing with our students. I appreciate it, and the students appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you. Keep creating. Bye-bye.